So, good morning, everybody. It's Monday, December 15th from the frozen tundra of New York City, where it's freezing cold. It is 11:04 Eastern. We are having some technical difficulties. There are some of us on this side of the FFLGuard video camera that can see everybody, and some people can't see anybody. I am one of the people that can't see any of you. You can only hear me. But that's okay. Nothing to see on this end other than a cold Chris. Joining me today, if I read right to left, I see Mike Bouchard is coming to us from down in Virginia. What's up, Mike?
Morning.
I see Avis Lindler coming to us from windy and cold South Carolina. What's up, Avis?
Hello, everyone.
Michael Fronczak from the mean streets of Delaware.
Good morning.
Is it cold there too? It's cold.
It's cold. Yep.
Alexis from Texas, which has a nice sound to it. I'm sure it's not cold there.
Actually, it is today.
It's been freezing there.
Oh yeah, what is it? What do you consider cold in Texas?
I mean, like right now, I think it's like in the 30s outside. It's not usually, but obviously it is right now. So it'll be like our twice a year for this.
All right, so you'll have car crashes and all kinds of crazy stuff when
no water, no wet, so all good.
Right, okay. And even brother Brian down in lovely Florida was facing some weather challenges today, right, Brian?
35-degree winds coming off the ocean. Yeah, it's still 63 and sunny, but you know.
Yeah. Either way, I'm assuming everybody's doing well. I see that we have 50 some odd people, which is more than I thought, considering this is the busy time of year and everyone's out hustling and bustling. But we're here, and people are still coming in, like Jeff. This thing, okay. Let's get started. It's been an interesting month. I hope Black Friday was good for everybody. I'm not sure how we're doing as an industry based on sales. Now that everyone's looking at their year-end numbers, I'm sure people are disappointed in the year, but it is what it is. We have seen not a lot of change over at ATF in the last month, but anything we have, we'll certainly talk about today. Alexis, you are the keeper of the agenda. And we gotta shut somebody off. I think it's Jeff. I just disabled Jeff's mic. Alexis, you want to give us a rundown of who's going first, since I can't really see anybody or do anything on my end?
Absolutely, sure. Let's say, Mr. Fronczak, do you want to jump in and give us some updates about what's going on?
I will do that. I got a list of things. All
Thank
right.
you.
Let me get started. We've actually been busy recently in some discussions that I've had with the NFA Division Chief Steve Albro, with the Firearms Industry Programs Branch Chief Matt Shear, talking about items that are going to be coming forward here next calendar year. As you're aware, if you read the e-blast that Alexis puts out every Friday, we have 40 plus rulings that are potentially going to be coming out at some point in time next year on a variety of information. But the good thing about that is they're all supposed to benefit the firearms industry. And I'll give a couple examples. We talked about one already multiple times, and that's the Cerakoting issue, meaning that it could be taken off of the list of being a requirement, yet be a licensed manufacturer to do that. So that could be eliminated in one of the rulings. But that is a topic since I'm on that, I'll continue with it. Cerakoting, per my conversation with Chief Shear, it is illegal to, if somebody Cerakotes it and they cover up required markings. We've had that recently with some of you who've gotten some firearms, some companies who do that process. It's almost taken as an obliteration of the markings too. So keep that in mind. But one of the new rulings that's coming out, Cerakoting will be it's a firearms marking kind of a ruling. It's good to include Cerakoting under a much larger umbrella, which will also, to our friends at MMP, will be happy to hear, will include the embellishment of markings to avoid eliminating those markings when you Cerakote. So that's supposed to be in there, which I'm happy to hear when we had a good discussion with them. I forget when that was this calendar year. So that's good. That's one example. Also coming out, I was told by Chief Albro of the NFA division is, say, for example, Form 4s, they're going to do away with the photograph that you have to supply and you can use your driver's license. So that's kind of a good thing. Everybody has a driver's license. Why do you have to go and get another photograph somewhere? And so that's one thing that they're going to try to go forward with. Another thing is that fingerprint cards will no longer be utilized for trusts or corporations for this NFA. But for individuals, they'll still have to provide fingerprint cards. So there's a couple things that are coming out that they let out.
I've been getting every phone call.
Oh, there's somebody there. So just to be aware of that, while we're on that topic of Cerakoting and rulings that'll be coming out. Another thing, just to mention, everybody, I talked with Chief Shear, is the 4473 will not be available prior to the SHOT Show, or even introduced at the SHOT Show, because per him, it won't even be available to possibly late summer, early fall at the earliest. And he doesn't even think that's going to happen, because what they're doing is they're really focusing, the number one focus right now is on those new regulations that are coming out through rulings. So that is their number one priority right now, is getting those out. In addition to that, as you all are aware from our eBlast 2, is that come January 1st, we have the new no taxes in place. That is for the suppressors, SBRs, SBSs, and AOWs. So that's the good thing coming out. Now, you recently saw what's going to happen with that come December 6th. The E-form system will be temporarily unavailable while ATF's upgrading the system to permit the reduction to the tax rates for those firearms down to 0. That's why that whole system will be down for that, what's it, like a 5-day period, whatever that is. So just keep that in mind. The ATF E-form 1 and E-form 4 will be unavailable on those E-form platforms, with no new electronic submissions available until January 1st. Of course, they're expecting that flood of the system come January 1st, when there's no tax available. They're aware of this. They know that there is going to be a large, substantial increase in those submissions, which will also, as you are probably aware, going to increase their processing times for those documents. So also the ATF E-form 1 and E-form 4 applications that are going to be still in draft status on January 26th will be deleted from that system. So you're going to have to make sure everything's submitted prior to that and is submitted accurately, so it can get processed prior to December 26th. Everything that's submitted prior to December 26th, those ATF Form 1s and Form 4 applications, will be processed before January 1st. Because they want to get everything cleaned out of there before that whole bombardment of those Form 4s, what they're expecting, as we do too, that a lot of people are going to be submitting those Form 4s, especially for suppressors, come January 1st, which will, as Chris mentioned, this may be a big boost for the firearms industry for those of you who sell those suppressors. So with that said, let me touch base on that before, we were in a meeting down south 2 weeks ago, maybe, and I was talking with Chris and Alexis and Brian. I think before that too, I was questioning the registration of those firearms without the tax, if they still fall under the Internal Revenue Code because the tax was not being collected, and could that information then be released? Before that, it was all, you could not release that information to anybody, including local police departments. ATF couldn't because of that Internal Revenue Code and the taxes. Well, this was cleared up to me by Chief Albro of NFA Division, because they still fall under the Internal Revenue Code, because the registrations, ATF is saying it's a $0 tax. So it's still falling under the Internal Revenue Code because it's just a $0 tax, not a $200 tax. So I said, okay, I'll go with that until courts say otherwise. We'll see. Also, just so you know, ATF does not use any outside vendors to process any of the forms. They do use outside vendors and contractors with the improvement of their the systems to make them better when they have the monies available to them to make them better. I don't know about right now, unless they get some money from DOJ or the administration to help those systems out. And also with the those increase in submissions on January 1st, just so you know, ATF does process the forms 2s, 3s, and 9s in bulk within the eForm system, which is good because that frees up other examiners to process those eForm 1s, eForm 4s when they come out in January. So just a couple little behind the scenes items on that. One other thing I want to go over, and then I'll be finished, is, again, it's going to be, for me, it's NFA a lot today. Just so you're aware of, it came up, I think last week. Just so you're aware, if you have any suppressors, for example, that you're going to be obtaining from law enforcement, local police departments, they want to get rid of them. You can utilize, and if your FFL has a SOT, you can utilize the Form 5, but not the eForm 5. It has to be on paper because that's not available via eForm to transfer from the police departments to your FFL. So it has to be on paper, unfortunately, for that. That's just one item that if you don't see it on the eForm, doesn't mean it can't be done. It just may have to be done on paper, like this kind of transfer has to be completed. So that is it for me. I'm looking at my notes, see if I had anything else, and I do not. I think that covers it for me, Alexis.
Awesome. I appreciate it, Mike. Thanks. How about Mr. Bouchard?
Morning, everybody. Just a couple things on the security side. Now that it's a busy season, people in their shopping, be a good time to remind your employees about thefts. Typically, the thieves will come in and scope your place out, and they'll try and divert your attention to your employees while the other ones are stealing, or they're coming in to scout your store for a burglary later on. Once the busy holiday season is over, it's probably a good time to conduct in-service training with your employees. You can go through a number of different things about if you have a use of force policy, which you should. Go over that so that everybody understands what the rules are should a situation occur. Also, it's a reminder to review the employee handbook with your employees and make sure you're reminding them that if some point in the year they're arrested, convicted, and they are now a prohibited person, the onus is on them to notify you so that you're not stuck in a position where ATF comes in and finds out you have a prohibited person working on your site. It's always good to do background checks on your employees periodically. But again, it's not mandatory, but it's just a good business practice. And we have a template that you can use to employees when they come on board. They're signing off. I understand that should I become prohibited, it's on me to notify the business owner. Not a good time to conduct your facility security review of it. If you find any weaknesses, identify how you can fix that threat, and you can let us know if you need any assistance on that. Update your RPs and any of the other updated or administrative tasks. And then finally, with the gift season, just be mindful of straw purchases. It's always better to use a gift card. It's much safer, so consider using gift cards versus letting someone buy it as a gift. Penny, any questions? That's all I've got.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. Let's see, Brian, do you want to jump in?
Sure. I'm real quick today. I'm really just here with SHOT reminders. I mean, we are like 5 weeks away, everybody. If you're gearing up, getting ready to go to SHOT, we are in booth 14730. 14730 is our booth number. We will be there. We will all be there Tuesday and Wednesday. Chris, myself, Alexis, Mike, my sister-in-law Lauren will be coming out the SHOT this year. Everybody may be able to come over, say hello to her as well. I want to remind everybody that we are having our client party on Wednesday night, January 21st, from 7 to 10 at Evil Pie on Fremont Street. We do it every year. It gets bigger and bigger every year. We have a great time out there. It's free food, open bar, and live entertainment this year.
And Brian's birthday.
And Bouchard's birthday. Mike and I both celebrate our Bouchards, one right after the other. Our Bouchards, our birthdays, one right after the other. And this year, I am going to be 50, and Mr. Bouchard is going to be 45. So
right.
It's a it's a big one for both of us. So we hope to see you all there. Better than anything NSSF is throwing. They're charging you to drink at their parties. We're not. Come on out, hang out, meet a bunch of the other clients, network. And the only other thing I want to touch base on is to make sure you go see our friends, family, clients that are all speaking this year. Jessica Keffer from Sportsman Shop, Chris Renzulli, Hank Yasik. They're all speaking at SHOT. We ask you to please support them. And one last note, as Mike Fronczak can attest, it's December, it's the holidays. ATF hasn't slowed down. They're inspecting. We have 3 inspections going on, one in Oklahoma, one in Florida, one in Delaware. They are out and about. They are still inspecting. And as some of you may know, a lot of times they like to show up that week of SHOT. So, be sure to keep your local offices up to date if you're going out of town, if you're going to be on a vacation. If your hours have changed at your shop, please make sure that you filed that with ATF to let them know. And other than that, I'm quick and easy today.
Awesome.
Have a great
Thanks.
Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll see you at SHOT.
And I might add that I am trying desperately to have a special guest appear with me at your birthday party / Wednesday night client meetup. So I can't say who, but it is someone of importance. So we'll see if I can get him to join me. But so that should be an enticement unto itself. The other thing I wanted to say is I have a lot of meetings during SHOT with a lot of clients, but if you'd like to catch up with me and you don't want to just risk zip it by the booth, I'm sure we can set up a meeting. And I believe that there's, Alexis, something circulating to that effect that says if you want to meet up with us, sign up here. Yep. So there's that. And then whatever's on your agenda, Alexis.
Yeah, so again, just the few reminders will definitely be there. If you want a meeting though, please let us know ahead of time. Let us get something on the books for you because we are got a lot of meetings scheduled and I want to be sure whoever you'd like to speak with is definitely there. So let us know that ahead of time. Also, reminder, it's the year end. it's a great time to review things, to take a look at where you are. If you have questions, if there's documents you want to update, please reach out. Let us know. Also, coming soon, some announcements from FFLGuard. We're looking forward to it. We've got some new things for clients coming. So please stay in touch as well. Like we've mentioned in some of our e-blasts, things are going to be changing dramatically. Rulings, there's over 40 under review. You need to be agile, you need to pay attention, and we know you're going to have questions because we will have questions. So please put those tickets in, read those e-blasts, join our events, because that's really the best way to stay current and know what's happening. With that as well, I wanted to follow up with Trent and see, end of the year, anything we should remember, consider with insurance, business, all of that. Trent?
Yeah, thanks, Alexa. Good news for one thing, property rates are starting to come down, and they've been astronomical. Over the last 4 or 5 years, there's been a lot of claim activity, and a lot of people might be shaking their heads on their own here. But keep an eye out for audits. Not everybody has their policies set up on a January 1 effective date, but be mindful of audits. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll, whether you're with us or not, we'll be happy to kind of walk you along on the audit process and let you know how that works as well. So some carriers will audit, some will not. It just kind of depends. So that's about all I have.
Now, Trent, are we going to have our Conquering the Universe drinks meeting at SHOT like we usually do?
Man, I hope so. I haven't seen that invitation yet. Do I need to send it out?
But yeah, actually, it's you need to do the inviting.
Okay.
I need to bless you with my presence. You need to do the inviting.
Fair enough. And it's called World Domination Discussion or something
That's
like
it.
that. So
Yeah. Yep. I like those. Although we'll have it this year at the Cosmo, because I'm going to stay at the Cosmo this year.
Very fancy of you. I'll be there.
No, Marriott points, dude. I was going straight Marriott points this year. So, but cool. I look forward to it. Next meeting of the minds will not be in January, because we will all be tied up with various things. Oh, and by the way, just to add on to Brian and Michael's observation that ATF is still at it, despite the fact that we are certainly at a slowed down pace post Joe Biden. I did see a revocation hearing come across my desk this week, as well as a warning conference. So it's still happening, still out there. Granted, not quite as frequent as previous, but I got another revocation hearing to attend next year, probably February, and it's still got to stay vigilant, guys. Still got to stay out there. So no meeting in January. Avis, when did we decide our next meeting would be? Early February, yes?
I think it looks like February the 9th. Is that correct, Brian?
Yep. Yeah, that's it. February the 9th it is. That's absolutely it. 11 a.m. I appreciate everyone joining us for this whirlwind half hour of updates. If anybody has any questions they want me to pass along to ATF, please feel free to email me. Otherwise, have a Merry Christmas. Have a Happy New Year. Have a happy holiday day if you celebrate something other than those. And we will see you at SHOT.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Hey, yo.